What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some more Battle Brothers on the Warriors of the North DLC. Picking up where we left off last time, we are standing by Wissendorf, and I think we're getting ready to try and fight some Alps. What looks to be a pretty small group. We have to wait for nighttime. It's dawn right now, so we're going to have to wait quite some time. This is certainly not worth it for us, sadly. I kind of wish there was another fight we could take. While you're checking your map and getting a lay of the land, John Wolfrider comes up with an elderly woman at his side. She looks old as an oak and waves you down with a trembling hand. You lend an ear and she speaks in a coarse tone. They come at night. She raises a finger. Only at night. They live for corruption, not of the land, but of your mind. My mother called them off-hawkers. That's a cool name. When you find them, you will hear the hissing of your sanity slipping away. Hold it tight. Keep your eyes peeled. I was kind of hoping we could come out maybe a little bit away from Wissendorf and take a fight in the meantime. Oh, we found somewhere. Can we get here without ruining this? They only come at night. Nice. Okay, so we're going to talk strategy on those fights in just a little bit. I'm happy that there's something we can do in the meantime. We pay way too much to our brothers to ever sit around and wait for a 600 gold paycheck like that. We just can't afford to do that. Nice, nice. Game gave them some pretty sweet high ground here. Hopefully they use it to shoot at brothers they have no chance of killing. We can go for an aim shot. No, we can't. It's a pretty crappy aim shot. We don't have too many good targets. They haven't really stepped forward yet. Let's just wait and let more of them step forward. Good man, Skeet. Perhaps they'll feel like they have the advantage range-wise. Let's cross our fingers for some good gear. This is also perfect. He's now vulnerable to an aim shot. Okay, it looks like maybe a noble sword. It's hard to tell with this guy's bandana in the way. We can step in here, hit down, then use our adrenaline to make sure we go first again. Oh, are there two of them? Oh, Dietrich the Mad and Urban Goodman. Okay. I love a challenge, so this is super cool. Fighting just one of these leader types is never really all that interesting to me, but getting to fight two at a time is always fun. And we're just making sure to mess up everyone who's around our boy Svarog right now. Nice. If we can get past that kite shield, yeah, that's another kill. Jesus. How brutal was that? Now we've got a line shot here. We hit both of them. So apparently whenever you do a line shot, you don't hit both the body and the head as you do with a normal attack. And we whiffed both of those. That's okay. And now we have some options. We can go for a 66 here or 66 there. I'm going to choose to focus him down simply because he's got a bit of an angle on us. Everyone else is currently protected by shields. This guy, not so much. Yeah, we'll just chill. Cool little fight to start the day. And we whiff. Come on, Svarog, buddy. Happy that he used his turn to move up instead of reloading and doing something else. They're giving us lots of line of sight here, assuming they don't jump in with shields to protect them. I don't even know if they've hit us yet. Okay, just to shut me up, they land a head attack on Ozzy. Okay, some poor misses there. And this guy just absorbs all of our shots. And we probably missed a good kill up there, but that's okay. Let's come down. Start putting the hurt on him. 57 versus 60. Nice. That should give us that kill, but it did not. But this should be a kill. We're getting greedy. That's normally pretty okay when you just have such high superiority over your enemy. We can step up. I'm not sure who we can hit very easily. 58, 38. Nice. And Hans is just killing it with these throwing axes. I know I've said it before, but I am super impressed with throwing weapons in this game. And there we go. We cause even more of a rout. Still can't see his weapon. I'm just going to assume it's a noble sword. And of course this other guy has a fighting axe. We'll step forward there. We probably should have stepped forward here to leave room for Ragnar. Some of them are going to want to run. Wouldn't be surprised to see them trying to come back. Okay, one stack of Overwhelm. 67. We can move up quite a bit. If we hit him, that's going to kind of mess up Behemoth, but I think that's okay. He should still have an attack, which should equal a kill. So let's get that kill, get the Berserk reset. Pull out our Shamshir. He's using Shield Wall. Let's get in here. This is a much better spot. We can throw axes at this leader or at this leader from our current position. And if one guy escapes, I'm not too bothered by that. It's only this crossbowman on the hill that I'm even mildly worried about right now. Obviously, a dude with a fighting axe can do a good bit of damage. But our armor's pretty stalwart. And I like that some of you enjoyed the little bit of the conversation we had in the last episode about part of it I think was the kind of the whole taking care of your instruments, the wiping the blood off a sword before putting it back in a sheath. The other being like the weight of medieval armor. I will say that whole subject is pretty broad also. Someone brought up the United States military, and that's, you know, where my kind of expertise, I guess you could say, although I wouldn't refer to it as such, takes root. I mean, I've worn the stuff that you wear in the military whenever you are having to travel long distances with quite a lot of gear. It can weigh upwards to 100 pounds, but I would say the difference is whenever the fighting starts, right, you can strip off a load-bearing vest, right? Not that you would, but you can take off a rucksack. You know, as heavy as it is, it's not something you have to actually continue to wear. But if you look at kind of the history of like medieval plate armor especially, I mean, there's all different types. I mean, I've seen some in museums, like if you look at medieval French, is the first ones that come to mind. Some of the sets of armor they made, it was almost impossible to fight in. They were almost made entirely to protect the guy inside of them, not necessarily to give them any kind of mobility to fight whatsoever. I mean, we're talking like 100 pounds of metal on top of a barded warhorse. So there's some interesting differences, and I'm sure there were probably some suits of armor that were not as heavy. But the plate itself, I don't think really added the most weight. It was probably the chainmail, and you know, like the leather you would put under the chainmail that would get wet and kind of like soaked in sweat. You know, there was a lot of things that would add weight to you. And over the course of a long battle, I couldn't even imagine swinging a sword or any other weapon for that matter for the long periods of time that they did. It would be brutal. 9 lives kicking in there. Okay, and there's just some dudes running now. We'll never catch them. So let's just end our round and call that good. I like it when I can take my hands off the keyboard. It's over. We got a level. Great. We got a level on John. That's the whole reason he's in here. And we didn't get anything great from this battle. We did get a fighting axe, which we can sell for quite a bit. Tools and ammo. Oh, I see this here now. If you add all of this up, this is actually a lot of money. So we're not entirely unhappy. Even the kettle hat with mail is worth a fortune. So we'll pick that up. Wizendorf is not the place you really want to be selling it at, but I had high hopes that we would get some sort of unique drop from that place with 2 leaders. And now we just kind of have to wait until night. The benefit of this upcoming Alps battle is certainly not going to be in the reward for the quest itself. It's going to be in whatever crafting materials we pick up from them. We'll sell off some of the cheap stuff just to get it out of our inventory. The rest of it, I suppose, we can hold on to. Alright. And you know what else? Let's check out the food real quick. I noticed the prices aren't that bad. When you got the gold, you need a resupply. So we're up to 10 days worth of food. I like that. And now I suppose we just wait until night. We have a level on John Wolfrider. He's level 9 now. He is going to be our fencing bro. What do we need on him? First off, let's check out his rolls. Thank God. A 4 in fatigue he absolutely has to have. That's crucial for him. 2 in melee skill. I don't know. I would almost rather have this 5 in initiative. Let's see real quick. Dodge takes a bonus of initiative. So let's do that and that. And then it's either this 2 here, or honestly this 2 here. I don't even hate this 4 in resolve, and then just never touch resolve again. He's only got 49, but the thing is, as someone who's brave, he gets almost 60 by himself. We can always give him a necklace too later on. The idea is to use him as a bit of a lone wolf brother, and have him jumping around the battlefield using a rapier to duel people. I guess we'll take that 2 in melee skill. And here, we're going to want Overwhelm. It's not great on him now. He's going to be slow because he's wearing all this armor. But later on, Overwhelm is going to be a key part of what he's able to do. And so will Lone Wolf. We just need to stack as many bonuses as we can with Dodge, Nimble, Lone Wolf. Overwhelm, lowering their skill. Underdog, preventing us from being surrounded, that sort of thing. He's going to be a beast. It's just how long until he gets old. Okay, so it's becoming nighttime. The Alps should be here soon. And one thing, I want to actually see what their composition is before I implement the strategy. So from what I learned, the last time we fought them, hopefully I get to see the group coming and they don't just throw me in the battle. Folkir Runeblade hurriedly comes to your side. Something's moving just yonder. You take your eyes to the perimeter of the patrol. Whatever it is, it's not moving so much as slipping over the ground. It looks like a skinned deer pacing backwards, and its eyes have streams of jet black behind it as though to etch horror itself over the earth. You tell the men to grab their weapons. Charge. Oh, God. Okay, well, I didn't even get to implement the strategy, so apologies for that. I thought for sure... Yeah, that might have screwed us. Welp. This is pretty bad. The strategy, guys, is to take off your armor, which we didn't get to do. And because all of these things do piercing damage, to take off your armor, to equip weapons that have really high chances of hitting, like daggers and spears. And instead of that, we currently have the exact opposite. We have a bunch of cumbersome weapons. And you'll see here we're missing a lot. This is pretty bad. We need to be able to shut them down as fast as possible. Luckily, it doesn't look like a lot of Alps. This battle is certainly not like commiserate to the risk we're taking. I can't even believe we're missing so many of these attacks. Adrenaline should be useful here, and keeping them close to us, we should be able to chase them. I think we can afford to split our squad up, kind of a 50-50. And we'll also use dogs. Dogs have always been good against Alps. He should come down here in one shot. Yeah, perfect. I don't think we'll be able to catch him, so I don't know if that quite matters. Go get him, doggos. Okay, we can't move at all, so let's drop the dog there. That dog will almost certainly be able to tie down an Alp. So we can see 4 of them, but I'm assuming there's 5. So maybe these 5 guys go here, but I can see 3 down here, which makes me kind of want to go with the majority of my men that way. So as I was saying, guys, the general idea is to take off your armor, to equip weapons that have high probabilities of hitting, to really increase your fatigue. The armor coming off is great. Even if they hit you, it doesn't much matter because they pierce your armor anyway. So I know I've kind of reiterated that, but it's a big point here. And now we've got warrior on this guy. We've got 2 of them tied down. You just want to be hyper accurate and very light. And the dogs are giving us, see, I mean, that's perfect. Very good. Let's get out of there. I feel like we want to drop just about every dog we have. Let's come down here. Nice. So we managed to tie down multiples of them. Of course, our range is poor at night. Probably just want to pull out our weapon. Let's get there. Spears are great. Spears are hyper accurate. Swords are hyper accurate. I guess shields would still be useful. It just reduces the chance that the nightmares can hit you. Okay. All right, let's get in there. And I think it's fair to say we've got that Alp on lock. Not being able to clear out all of these shadows is pretty rough. Because there's quite a few on the field now. Don't kill the dogs. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of efficiency you have to have. Let's tie this Alp down with something that's human. Perfect. And Skeeb on this high ground is pretty great. I think we have enough down there, or over there, that we can afford to move. I almost can't tell where they are. That was pretty bad. Let's make sure we go first. That way we can kill that thing before it's able to summon more shadows. And we're in it for the crafting ingredients now, guys. Alright, slam them. Done. That's another mask in our inventory. Only one of them was left over. Come on, dogs. When the dogs hit, I mean, they're perfect. There we go, like that right there. War Dogs MVP. Now we got Warrior coming in. There's a lot of misses. That was beautiful, however. We got another mask, and I think that's their third eye, is what it's called. And we have just missed quite a few attacks, which means we're going to take a good bit of damage. One, two. I only see two of them. We might lose a dog here, because I think Olaf is nearly done. But Olaf was an absolute MVP this battle. I would hate to lose him. So I think there's still one more Alp who's like down here somewhere. No one's dead yet. This was, I mean, guys, this is not a flippin' 600, 700 gold or whatever they're paying us mission. If we took this battle on earlier in our campaign, this is a pretty deadly thing to do. start moving up. And the fact that you can only fight them at night just really wrecks your ranged game. Nice. I just thought for sure the game would let me see the units coming at me. The only reason I didn't do it ahead of time in preparation was just in case they had some sort of like dire wolf, I don't know, some sort of weird beast support, Nagzurhers or something, and they mixed a group together. And I wanted to have the option to be able to wear my armor through this battle. But not having my armor here, switching up almost all of my weapons. If I was fighting like 10 of these Alps, my ideal scenario would be no armor. Everyone has a war dog. We would have either swords or spears and shields, and that would be absolutely it. And I think with that composition, we could wreck them. It's just a matter of catching these things. And our dogs will catch them. And since I don't know if we'll be able to get there before the dogs kill them, if we have any other dogs that currently aren't released, we need to release them. So that way the Alps not like summoning things and overwhelming the dogs. If the dogs are going to be the one to close the battle out here, we need to make sure we're supporting them completely. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So we have one more dog here. Let's drop it. That's Rags. So nice. So now it's a two dogs around. I guess we don't have Lancel in our party right now. I was wondering where Battle Brother was. But without Lancel, he's not in here. The idea is we don't want the dogs to get overwhelmed by the shadow monsters that are going to come. So let's just quickly pass here. We're going to run them down. These crafting ingredients are too valuable. Come on, doggos. Man, it didn't even land a hit. Okay, that's something. We're almost there. We may even be able to make another necklace, an Alp trophy necklace, that we can give to John Wolfrider. And that'll make him a pretty strong lone wolf brother. It'll make it very hard for him to break whenever he's finally doing his rapier shenanigans. All I can think of in this moment. Have you ever seen, I don't know how much you guys like Disney movies, but one of my favorite ones, because it takes place in Louisiana, which is where I'm from, is Princess and the Frog. It's a really funny, realistic is probably the wrong word, but it's got a lot of elements of Cajun culture and New Orleans style culture and just Louisiana culture in general in that movie, and I love it. And the songs, there's one song called Almost There, where she talks about how she's like going to make it in the world, the main character princess that is. And in this moment, I'm just like singing that song in my head. Look it up if you want to know what I'm talking about. It's Princess and the Frog, Almost There. That whole soundtrack is awesome. There's one, it's like a voodoo song. So I'm saying I can't even tell where they are. It looks, I thought they summoned them in twos, but I don't see a second ghost guy. Let's get this around. Let's get our pole arms in the back. We might be able to kill him. Yeah, the decapitation right there. And John D levels, and I think that's level 11 for him, so that's a big deal. And we get 3 of the third eyes and 2 petrified screams. None of the skin, which is pretty important. The Alps lay in the grass, and though you know you saw them hurt, their flesh seems to have healed over, and they seem more slain by your resilience than any weapon. You take your sword to saw a head off, only to find the blade slides right through the skin, and the neck hole puckers closed. You stab the body a few times, twisting the blade to rend the flesh unmendable. Sinews slither briefly before coming to rest in the wound's hole. Not sure what to make of that, you shovel the head into a bag and tell the men, ready a return to Friedrich of Wissendorf. What a world. What a horrible world you live in. And they pay us. You need not show me that foul thing's face, sellsword. It visited me just hours ago while I was sitting right there writing notes. An intrusion that was a dream, a sight of its death as though its spirit had been severed from mine, and I was forced to see it go. And in its leaving I saw you standing there, sword in hand, victorious as all get out. You looked a slayer of worlds, certainly a slayer of that creature's world, and I must fear perhaps a bit of mine as well. Stolen permanently. Well, no matter. I as a man whole or a man sundered. I promised you a good pay, and here it is. Yeah, that's not worth it. 660. That is not worth it. Let's go back to Strasbourg, and we are going to head north, guys. I think I might have to cut this episode a bit short today. I've been having really bad internet problems the last few days, and it's been affecting my recording. It's kind of unexpected. I've got a repair group or repair team coming out today. They've been promising they were going to fix my internet for a long time, and they haven't done it. So I think today might be the day. Fingers crossed. Where's my bear hat? I can tell the prices here are fine, but are they like great? They're okay. This is good enough to sell. I'm actually going to hold on to the kettle hat. If you take the time to repair it, it's worth quite a bit. Same with the fighting axe. The shields can go. They're just worth a ton more if you repair it. So we're going to do that. Still great on provisions. We could buy a few more things. Good on beer. It's usually the cheap stuff that you want to grab. That didn't really help. But they have great prices on ammunition, so we'll pick that up. Nothing in the armory that we want. The flat top with closed mail is a great, I think it's the best Vision 2 helmet in the game. That's not a unique, obviously. And the weaponsmith, anything here we can't live without? Not today. Let's buy this armor. I was going to hold off on doing that, but since I can't use my unhold hides to give Battle Brother here some unhold armor, I'm just going to give him the War Dog armor. That way he's at least protected somewhat in our inventory. And yeah, we have to level up John. So this is our ninja character. This is a big deal. What we do here is quite important, which is why I may end up waiting to see exactly how I want to finish off his build. We've kind of bypassed Brawny on him, which is interesting. His armor weighs essentially nothing. Neither do his weapons, for that matter. So it really would only give him a couple fatigue, which is perhaps not worth it. Man, as a ninja character, what do we want on him? Overwhelm, certainly. Yeah, we'll take Overwhelm, but the last one I'm not 100%. I was thinking Lone Wolf, because the idea is that he'll be fighting on his own quite a bit. And 81 and 81 is quite the pair of stats there. And fatigue kind of determines initiative. So raising fatigue not only helps us fight longer, but it also makes us more defensible as well. Great rolls. Really great rolls on John D. I want to get him more HP as well. We'll probably pump his HP as he levels past 11. Getting him up to at least the 80 mark to take advantage of Nimble. And I think the last pick has got to be Lone Wolf. And then the idea is essentially just to start him off on his own. He's slippery. He's got Pathfinder. He's got footwork. He's not going to be able to tie down for anyone. And he'll just be able to kind of slip through the battle doing whatever he wants. But I think if we don't give him Lone Wolf, it won't be nearly as effective. So our formation changes a bit, right? Now we can have this ranged character off to the side alone. 14 arrows and a large quiver. This is about as good as we can ever outfit him. Honestly, could probably go with the warbow over the Harbinger, or Hailbringer rather, Northern Hailbringer. For pure damage, it's just significantly better at the cost of only a few fatigue. I think that's worth it. And the Razor Sharp Slayer is a good weapon. And I think it's helpful to have a net on him in case footwork fails, Pathfinder's not enough to get him across the terrain. We can always, you know, bring out a net, trap whoever's chasing him, and close them down that way. Is there anyone else who's not at least level 11 on our squad? These are all our experienced brothers. Folkir is already there. Is it just Raynor and John here? And Raynor is almost there. So that's awesome. We're close, guys. Let's see what this contract is just to know. Huh. Cross steel with something unworldly. I'm not interested in going south. I'm trying to go north. We'll stop by Finsterwald. I really want to see if we can make a necklace. I'm not sure if we have the ingredients you need. You need the third eye, and I think you need the mask to make an Alps necklace. But I think you might also need something else that we don't have. Yeah, we're not even able to see the recipe at all, sadly. We could clear up some space in our inventory. Yeah, let's just craft that. Okay. And we could check out what this contract is. Lumberjacks and peddlers going missing in the woods. Ooh, this is a Schrat battle. Are we going to do Alps and Schrat in the same episode? That would be pretty sweet. Bertwin the Burgermeister is rolling a piece of bark between his fingers like a gambler's coin. He sighs and throws it across his table. I've been receiving stories about lumberjacks and peddlers going missing in the woods. Some say the trees are coming alive to have their revenge, but that sounds like hogwash to me. Either way, a sum of coin has been ready to help solve this issue, and I'm willing to dispense it. What say you, Sellsword? Are you interested in finding whatever monsters are hounding this town? Yeah, we can help for the right price. 3K, not bad. I'll accept that. We haven't, I think we've only killed, have we killed any Schrat this season? I can't believe that we haven't. That's crazy. They're an extremely dangerous enemy. I think the only time we even saw Schrat was like really early on in the game. Yeah, they're probably right here. Let's just be careful. I'm going to save the game actually, guys. I know that's not always super fun. But the last time I took one of these contracts, it wasn't just 4 Schrat. It was like 4 Schrat and like 8 or 9 direwolves. And it was at night and it was an ambush. And it was horrible. We barely managed to survive. I'm going to save the game here. Sons of Verona, you can see that save. I haven't had the heart to delete it. But we're not, this is not the crew for Schrat slaying. Who's in, right? Behemoth, you're in, buddy. Svarog, you're in. We want big, super weapons. That's who you bring in these types of fights. You want axes. Jotnar might be worth it. Wonton Fu, probably not so much. Swords are not the ticket. You want big, stupid axe weapons. Bill hooks do a ton, right? It's crazy. This might be one of those battles where like our back line is just going to be more effective than our front line. Sermudu needs to come in for sure over John. Maybe we can go just crazy wide. Lots of great weapons. Who comes out? Probably Jotnar. You want a few tanks. See, and we also have these big weapons in our inventory here. Anything that's not an axe. Axes, great swords. do something like this. Those are throwing axes. They probably count. We've been holding on to these weapons for just this exact occasion, but they take bonus damage versus axes. We could just bring in someone like Jotnar with a great sword. He does use swords. He would get the benefits. Probably better than a random... Folk here, actually, what are their melee stats now? That's better. And I would probably bring him in over that. The axe, the hammer, these are all great things. Sir Lancel with that hammer is probably going to be better. Who's got the really weak stuff? Something like that. And we want some range, right? We want to be able to hit from behind. Let's try this. This is going to be fun. 4 Schrat in the woods. Schrat are super dangerous. Look at that awesome art. Ozzy is sitting on a fallen tree when he suddenly jumps up yelling and grabbing his weapon. You look over to see the tree itself rising up into the air, clumps of earth raining below and a great wet ditch left as though it had bedded there for eons. It leans against its healthier brethren like a drunkard would into a friend's shoulder. Slowly it twists its body around. A pair of green eyes flared from somewhere deep in its trunk, and its sharp branches wheel around with it, splayed wide with their shadows falling over the company like a web. You grab your sword and order the men into formation. Charge! Alright. Let's see what we can do. We should be able to put ourselves in some pretty sweet... Oh, no. Well, they did ambush us, but thankfully there aren't any other elements to this battle. I don't know where they are. We may have a falcon available to us. We can only see one of them. 2 of them. Okay. They're a dangerous enemy, guys. I would not overly prepare otherwise. Nope, don't want to do that. I don't know if they're above us or just to this side. We don't have our falcon. I'm making a nice concave. We'll see how much damage they took from those attacks. Maybe we can compare axe damage to other types of damage. Might be interesting. So here we go. They're behind us. Good to know. You demand cattle with your flanking falcon. So we're making a nice like a kill box for this one. And we definitely want to come here. So we're defending this area if they both come up. So the idea here, guys, is that we need to hack down their shield. We need to use our shield breaks. But they regenerate. Step in here. Step in there. And I'll get in more to the strategy as the battle unfolds. We'll wait. We want him to jump in. And I'm not sure if he will. There we go. Alright. See what we can do. And now we've got a 3-man wall in the back. Let's get that surround. And let's start breaking their shield with split shield. So you see how it's kind of like bloody with sap? We don't have to break their shields. But you really, really want to. I don't want to move too much because I don't know where this guy's going. You can just hit them. It does damage, but you need to crack that shield open. And there we go. So now we use the split shield on our great axe, and now we can just hit them. But this is what happens when you do too much damage. They spawn saplings. And saplings are basically like little Schrat that do nearly identical types of damage. And this is perfect, actually. Let's get maximum coverage with our back lines. And I think, yeah, let's not move Behemoth anymore. I don't know where they're going to go. He's probably going to regenerate his shield this turn. And these guys are going to look to use their very dangerous line shot attacks. Okay. Okay. And if we could kill him before he gets a chance to do anything, that would be awesome. Passing. Passing. Get the kill. Down goes the Schrat. So now we still do have to clean up the little guys. They're dangerous in their own rights, but they're very easy to kill. So let's get over here. I'm tempted to come down here and try and get some sort of type of surround. Let's go that way. And I want to step back. I want this other Schrat to step into us. And since there's two of them here, I'm going to be a little more worried about this position. Would love to switch Ragnar and Isaac. And we'll wait here with our boy Behemoth. Alright, where are you? I'm not coming in. You... Actually, I think I will actually come in here. He's going to give us a bit of a surround. And I'm definitely not going in on that guy. That high ground is not where we want to be. And Behemoth is now cool to move in. We're playing this very safe. Our biggest problem is that we have only this to split shields. But we should do enough damage just by hitting him. Step in there. And I'm cool with this. Every brother who's not doing anything right now but is getting into a great position, they are just resting, right? It's almost like us using... Let's go for the split. Nice, and we exposed it. It's almost like us using adrenaline. And bone plating is going to be like gold here. And if he wants to go back down this way, we'll play that like footsie game with them. And we're going to hit him hard enough to spawn all the little saplings he wants. But if the space is full, he won't be able to do anything. So it'll be like completely wasted. He doesn't have space to spawn a sapling. So normally, if the game kind of changed how it did that, he would put a sapling here, 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 right? It would just keep spreading out. But that's just not how it works. So we're being very like stoic in the way that we approach this. We'll move up. It's not a great place. I don't think there's any way for us to go through and around. Let's use adrenaline, make sure we get this kill before anything else happens. There we go. We're going to get some of the wood for our trouble. Okay. Step in and kill the sapling. We're just not letting them take a fight against us on the high ground. They're going to have to step in. Damn. Yeah, we're just going to have to go all the way around. It's not the best. But we still have a lot of tools on this one Schrat. The only reason they're not looking that dangerous right now is because, one, I mean, we're super geared and high level. Two, because we've managed to fight them in a way that they're split up and not able to focus, kind of one at a time. And if you look at our weapons, I mean, we are well suited to killing Schrat at this point in the game now. I mean, we certainly don't even need Behemoth here. Behemoth, it's sad, he's without a doubt our most effective Schrat killing brother. And he's kind of, oddly enough, left out of this battle, it feels like. Let's daze him. Alright, and they're missing. Send Behemoth this way. We might be able to get a surround on the other Schrat that's kind of skulking. Down he goes. And we'll bring Kata back here with his scary axe. The AI is being pretty cheeky, I guess. I think they're sitting right here. I don't think the Schrat just like run. So we'll bring our assets back towards the right. Yeah, don't underestimate these things. They still do damage. Where is it? I don't see him. So we're going to go looking for him. And try not to split up completely. This is nuts. I didn't think they would play footsies with us like this. I thought for sure they would just come in. Nah, that was bad. We weren't able to attack. All reinforcements coming south. So this is a cool episode, guys. We got to fight Alps, double brigand leader, and some Schrat finally. And there's some cool stuff you can make with Schrat wood, but it doesn't look like a lot of them have dropped stuff. We've got two pieces of wood. You can make shields. That's kind of a big thing. And I think there's something else you could make too. It's been a while. Something else that's good anyway. The shield's kind of like a slightly better heater shield, if I remember correctly. It's over. If they're running and I don't even know where he is, he's probably already near the edge of the map. So only two pieces of wood. We didn't get any of the hearts or the resin, which is kind of what you need. So you stare at a felled tree and then at a felled Schrat. Between the two you see almost no difference, which makes you ponder about all those supposedly dead trees you've been hopping over your whole life. Not one to dwell on such matters, you order the company take trophies as proof of the battle, and ready to return to Bertwin the Burgermeister. Whoa, just as you're departing, a glint catches your eye. You turn around and come to one of the Schrat's trunk. An axe is embedded in the wood. Moss has long since overgrown the handle, and yet the metal of the tool is without error, not a smidge of rust upon it. Scraping the moss away, you uncover wooden fingertips, still at full grip. Tracing the fingers ends at the tree trunk, where the wrist becomes a vein of wood. You follow that along to a wooden face with a twisted maw, like a face of brown wax melted by time alone. The frame of a helmet twists around the face, and there's a chest plate cresting below like the reservoir of a deer chaser. You shake your head and retrieve the axe, breaking it free and throwing the wooden fingers off its handle. The misshapen face blankly observes your theft, its stare preserved in the very annihilation from which it is eons removed. You don't dwell on the sight and return to the company with the axe. So we gain a fighting axe as well. So that's adding like another 500 crowns to this. And having the fighting axes and all these great weapons really made us super deadly versus the Schrat. We don't really have much to fear from them. Take a second to read this. I feel like it's probably pretty funny. A successful hunt. And that's going to be the end of today's episode, guys. Like I said, I don't think we can do anything with the wood alone. We needed the resin and the hearts. I wish we could have chased down that last Schrat. Maybe we would have gotten something. But alas, we did not. And now we just kind of had to go north and wander the wilderness in search of, man, Hexen 2? We're going to take this fight at the beginning of the next episode, guys. This has an unhold. We need unhold hides. And it's only one hex. That shouldn't be that big of a deal. But I wish I had more time today, but I don't. I don't have like another 10 minutes, sadly. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's pretty cool episode. And tomorrow's looking to shape up to be something cool as well. Maybe we'll end tomorrow's episode on a huge barbarian battle. Or maybe a giant warlord fight. Who knows? But that's it. And see you later, guys. Take care.